After I post a few YouTube clicks, I have been asked by a lot of prospects and clients or fans to request that if I can explain more about the labor agreement. So this section is actually under request of a few of you. And so if you have questions in relation to these clips, you can comment below, subscribe my channel, or just sometimes send me an email. That will be okay too. So labor agreement is actually under the same subclass 4A2. So having a labor agreement means you have a special route, you have a special treatment that you don't need to meet the normal requirement of subclass 4A2. So it is an agreement with one party, which is Department of Immigration, Department of Home Affairs, and the other party, which can be a company, can be a regional council, can be a project, can be a neighborhood. So it's an agreement with Department of Home Affairs and the other party. When they have this agreement, okay, once this agreement is completed and signed off, you have a special treatment. You do not need to meet all ordinary requirement, which is sometimes you can waive for the English requirement. You do not need to have a 4.5, okay? You can have some waive for the occupation. Some of the occupation, they do not have to be on the occupation list. It can be anything, okay, according to the agreement. And third one, you don't need to have the required qualification as stated in ABS. So today I'm going to introduce you 5 types of labor agreements currently operating and active, very active. So if you are interested in this area, this slide will give you direction, how to approach, and the possible way for you to migrate to Australia. So you're not going to be blindly working and don't know how to get it. This way give you the direction. Okay, labor agreement. Currently we have 5 areas. The first one is company specific, meaning that specific company ABC Pty Ltd, for example, or IT Solution Pty Ltd. That specific company has agreement with the department, and they request department to issue them a position for a web designer, for example, 20 web designers, or the company who runs huge real estate agencies. They have over 100 of branches. They want the department to issue them 20 of salesperson, right? That's a company specific agreement. The other way, sorry, I've got the spelling wrong. So basically, this is Damascene I've been talking about on my previous slides or videos. The Damascene actually just introduced. They are actually introduced to fulfill the lack of work in regional area. The current areas, there will be more local council. They are still negotiating this agreement with the department. So I'll be talking that in my next one. Project agreement. So project agreement means we just need a temporary worker to start for huge infrastructure works, right? It's a project that it needs a lot of workers to come here to work 4 or 5 years, or 3, 4, 5 years. They need 200 people working. All right, it's a project specific. The other one is global talent. Global talent, they are more focused on tech, STEM, which is a majority of applications will focus on startup. So if the company that is a startup company, they just have a great, brilliant idea, but they have no one who can understand their ideas, and they don't have skilled workers here in Australia to help them. They can get someone to help them from overseas under the global talent scheme. So it is still a labor agreement because it's not under the normal 4A2. Sometimes the occupation might not own the occupation. Sometimes this talent person who doesn't speak English or he doesn't meet English requirement, it is fine because they can get things, get work done. The last one, which is industry labor agreement. So this is the first one, the final one about the labor agreement. I'm going to go through one step by one step and tell you how to approach this and possibly get your job offer. The first one, so the last one I just mentioned is the industry labor agreement. What do we mean by industry? It means that the whole industry, for example, your dairy industry, fishery industry, the current industry only have 5 industries has agreement with the department. Okay, so whole industry have an agreement. Meaning, if your employer, the employer is within that industry, okay, the only thing need to do, they just have that approval on the same agreement, okay, because they have already signed off agreement with the department. For example, I'll give you an example of the fishing industry. So whole industry have have agreement to recruit like fishing hand, master fisher. If the fishing company require a master fisher, the term and condition, they do not negotiate term and condition with the department again. They just need to submit a labor agreement statement with the department and then have it approved with the same position. So the current 5 industries, including pork industry, fine dining restaurant, Ministry of Religion, dairy industry, and fishing industry. So Minister of Religion, previously only one occupation was available, which is Minister of Religions. But currently recently they approved another occupation, which is religious assistant. So someone who is lower than a Minister of Religions, they can still come to Australia to work for the church under the occupation of religious assistant. Other industries such as a dairy industry, the only occupation required is a senior dairy cattle farm worker. So these workers, the occupation itself, it is actually not on the occupation list. Hence, the requirement is different. They only need to have a diploma plus 3 years work experience. For a farmer, for under occupation, normal occupation is you will require a bachelor degree plus 3 years experience. So if you don't have a bachelor degree, you cannot be nominated as a farmer under the normal 482, but under industry labor agreement, it is possible now. Alright then, so we're going to go to the next one, which is Dharma scheme, which is really hot topic nowadays. I post a few clips, video clips, talking about Dharma scheme and what its current Dharma scheme with. So Northern Territory, now they only nominate 5 positions. The process is very simple. If there is a company who is operating in Northern Territory, they can apply for endorsement from the Northern Territory Council, state government, and if the state government approves them, then the first stage is gone, it's passed, and the only thing they need to do is just nomination and visa application. The second one, which is in the Victoria regional state. The third one is South Australia. They just approved recently, and more to come. I understand that will be a lot of regional council. They are currently negotiating with the department to get their own Dharma scheme. So you have, as an employer or as a prospect employee, you actually have a lot of choice to find out. Then, of course, I've been asked by a lot of you, say, oh, hey, Joanne, can you get a job for me? You have to show your initiative, okay? No one can get a job for you unless yourself try yourself, all right? You just try yourself. Okay, so let me go through the next one. Project agreement. So project agreement is only project specific. For example, they have if they have a few huge infrastructure projects, they need to build the highway or the whole regional area for the business development purpose. They require a huge amount of workers to come to Australia to work on construction sites. Sometimes they need 200 people to come in here. So it's not company specific, as it is not ongoing, right? It is not ongoing, it's a project based. Then the project company, the construction company, they can then request a project agreement with the department, and the requirement will be different, right? They probably don't need English a result at all. So this is different. As I indicated, a neighbor agreement means you have a special treatment. You can depart, you can be exempt for having that specific occupation or the required English level or the experience. The final one is company-specific agreement. So I'm just wanting to go through a little bit more about company-specific labor agreement. In this regard, company-specific labor agreement meaning that the company itself, they download the sponsorship application. Instead, they say, look, I need 20 painters, right? So it is not one position, I need 20, and it has to be ongoing because I just couldn't find anyone work for me, or it has been very tough for me in the past years just because I need them, right? This is company-specific labor agreement. Sometimes it is a little bit harsh because generally speaking, they need approval from a union. If that is a very unique industry, they need approval from a union. But I can give you a list of what companies nowadays have an agreement with the department, which means because they already have the agreement with the department, if you have a job offer from them, okay, this will be really easy for you to get a visa approved. And the processing time is about 2 weeks to 4 weeks, so it's really quick. It can be done very quick, and the company most of the time they pay the immigration fee for you. All you need to do is say you are really good worker for them, and then be providing some kind of value, of course. So this company specific agreement you can actually search online. So this one I think I provide you the link here, right? It is called labor agreement. Yeah, so this is a website. If you have a look about this one on the small table, and this is a current company specific labor agreement with the department. Have a look. They all done on alphabetical order. So you can see these are companies, they are currently having labor agreement with them, with the department. So if you are actually under this really related to your occupation, just prepare your resume and send them through this. A lot of companies here, right? Give you an example of this. I don't know what they do. This is meat industry. They have a company specific labor agreement as well. Food and Tamworth. Okay, this is meat company, right? Meat company. So the other one is Christian Church. That's for Minister of Religion. So Minister of Religion, they have a lot of labor agreement, right? Leicester partner, this company partnership is on high industry. Okay, I show that on my next YouTube video. This is a good one. They have a lot of job positions ready. So a lot of this current one, charity rent a car. You rental a car, my God, they have a labor agreement. So if you're a driver, or you don't need to be a driver, or you are a mechanic, I'm sure they need a mechanic, you can go and find a job there, right? So I have too many clients, they just send me resumes. I have no time to review them all. So I can only assist you if you showed your initiative and have an initial contact with the prospect employer. If you got contact with them and they're happy or they are considering to sponsor you, and I'm here to assist. All right, that's it for today's section. If you have any questions, comment below, or if you want to watch my future clips on the change of immigration law, please don't forget to subscribe, because that way you will receive notification from YouTube. All right, good for today. Bye.